This is the most mysterious haunted village in legend. Feng Men Village. Rumored to have a high official's chair in the village. As long as someone sits, accidents will happen without reason. There are also many tourists who have taken some terrifying photos. It is said that there were 201 people in the village at that time. 195 people mysteriously disappeared. But every full moon night, 201 ghostly figures can be seen in the village. This is the personal experience of me and my friend, Wu Qiong. We have been close friends for many years. We share a common interest. That is exploring scenic spots. On that occasion, Wu Qiong and I decided to visit the legendary haunted village for exploration. Another adventure. Speaking of Phong Men Village, many people should know about it. Located deep in the mountains, the road is also not easy to travel. I was in charge of leading the way. We climbed over several mountains. Wu Qiong was a bit exhausted. We followed the map's directions and found the way into Phong Men Village. We didn't know who had built a wall there. It even had some warnings on it. The words were quite frightening. It might be that someone wrote it intentionally to scare people, to enhance the rumors about Phong Men Village. Wu Qiong and I had also been to rumored haunted places and didn't see any ghosts. So we didn't pay much attention to the warnings on the wall. Wu Qiong even stood under the wall, so I could take a commemorative photo for him. Just as I was about to lift my phone to take a picture, I suddenly saw in the camera a white figure behind him. It looked like the spirit of an old man. I looked away from the lens and looked at the door. But there was nothing inside the door. Wu Qiong saw that I hadn't taken the photo yet. He urged me a bit impatiently. I looked at the phone camera again. This time, there was no sign of the old man. I took a picture. I thought I might have been seeing things, and didn't mention it to Wu Qiong. We both walked through the gate into Phong Men Village. There were once many people here, but now no one is left. The internet also confirms that there are actually no ghosts. The villagers left because their lives were unsatisfactory, but in an abandoned village. It still makes people anxious. Wu Qiong went to a dilapidated house by the roadside. It seemed he found something. He told me to come and check it out. I went over and looked into the house with Wu Qiong. Inside the house, the bed and wardrobe had not been moved. Wu Qiong walked into the house and stepped on a photo frame. It made a sound of breaking glass. The photo was of a family. Probably the former occupants of the room. What I didn't expect was, no matter how urgently you move, you shouldn't leave behind family photos. Wu Qiong and I took a round of the room. We didn't find anything valuable. I was preparing to leave, but I noticed Wu Qiong wasn't keeping up. I just needed to call him back. He didn't respond. But I heard the sound of running water. I turned around and looked. He was urinating on the wall. Wu Qiong casually said, "It's fine to urinate in that room." I looked again. Wu Qiong was urinating on a wooden board. The shape of the board looked somewhat familiar. After he finished urinating, we left the house. We found a cool place. Started setting up the tent and making a campfire. Sitting by the fire, we talked. We talked until late into the night before going to bed. Maybe because of drinking too much. I woke up in the middle of the night needing to urinate. But I couldn't find Wu Qiong. I thought he must be up to urinate too. I went outside to look around. I didn't see him anywhere. I had a bad feeling. I started searching for him everywhere. The first place we looked was not far from the room where he urinated. When I got to the outside of that room, I felt a sense of unease and fear. It was like a sixth sense. Let me count down. I stubbornly went into the room. Sure enough, I saw Wu Qiong kneeling in the corner of the room. He was holding something in his hand and wiping it. I couldn't see clearly. Calling him a few times, he didn't respond. I took a few more steps. I saw that he was holding a tablet in his hand. Desperately wiping it, I suddenly remembered. The board was the same wooden board that Wu Qiong urinated on. He didn't know how long he had been wiping. His hands were all cut up. I went up behind Wu Qiong, pushing and calling him. But he didn't respond, as if he was possessed. I was trying to pull him outside. I felt someone behind me. I turned around. I saw that in the empty corner of the room, there was an old man. The old man was sitting on a chair, staring at Wu Qiong. I knew the old man was not human. I wanted to run, but I couldn't leave Wu Qiong behind. Drag him out of the room. I exerted a lot of effort. I finally managed to pull Wu Qiong outside. I looked back. The old man didn't follow us. I pulled Wu Qiong further away. I slapped him hard on the face. Woke him up. He said his head hurt. He didn't remember what he had done. I didn't have time to explain in detail. I just said in general that he had been possessed. When we ran out of the village, I couldn't help but look back. I vaguely saw many ghosts in the village, standing there watching us. That time was the time Wu Qiong and I truly encountered ghosts. After that, we never went on any more explorations.